are at the Bee Apiary in Hazelwood Village, and after 4.5 months of the bees working really hard, it's time to harvest the honey. Come with me and let's see how it's done.
We're back with Shonna and Colleen. Okay, ladies, what are we doing today? We are going to take a look at the frames in this colony to see if there's any that are capped honey so that we can decide if we're going to take those to extract the honey. This one right here, the bees, there's less frames with honey up on what we call the honey supers, but there's a lot down here. So we're going to be taking this box off, going into this box and getting all of the capped honey out of there and putting those frames into a tub, and then we'll reassemble this and then we'll go and move on to that one.
Yeah. You can probably just brush them off, depending on how many there are. Okay. That's right in there. Great. Okay. Woo! The other one is full. There's at least 7, so.
Would you say it was somewhat expected between your first year here with the hive that the honey production would be a little lower?
Yeah, that's what I would expect, is lower production the first year, especially given that one of these was a swarm that we captured and we didn't know what to expect for their behavior. But we also had a setback with the petunia hive that we got because they got sprayed with some herbicide or pesticide. So there was a lot of dead bees out in front of the hive, and now they're rebuilding by laying babies, having winter bees.
Those are all bees that you see. Those are like 10,000, whatever, 10,000 bees, dead bees.
Yeah, they all had their mouth open or their tongues out, and so that tells us they were poisoned. And after that, we noticed some strange behavior. They stopped making honey and started making more larvae to rebuild the hive. So that's one of the reasons our honey stores are low.
It smells so good.
Yeah, you could just leave it in this clean tub. As long as the honey is capped, it's already sealed, like kind of like canning. It's already sealed and it's not going to spoil. If it was liquid, then it doesn't have that 17% humidity, and then it can ferment. So this could be just capped with a lid and we could put it off and do our honey harvesting later. So even if you had a couple, you could stick them in there and then wait until them to produce more, and then you stick a couple more in there until you have a whole batch, and you could do all of your honey at once. So in this case, we have 4 deeps and 5 shallows. Notice they're different sizes, and they came from the different supers. We're gonna use the crush. We only have a few of these frames to do, but the Bee Club lets you use their spinner if you have more than this to do. But so we're doing really old school manual. Hubby has designed this handy dandy stand for us to put onto the bucket, and we can set the frame on there, and then it'll kind of hold it or grip it, and we'll scrape it off into the bucket. And we'll do that for all of the frames. We'll turn them around, scrape the other side, and then all of the wax and the honey will go into this bucket together. What we're going to use is just a regular old wooden spatula. Wherever we encounter brood, we're just going to go around it. We don't really want to filter out, larvae, but it's not going to hurt anything either. This is going to fit into the bucket. After we mash everything, we'll pour the slurry into here, into a bucket, and that has a hole in it. And so this will capture all the wax that we're going to use. And then in the bucket on the bottom is where all of our pure honey goes, and then we can bottle that. What we're going to do is tighten it up for now because we don't want it oozing everywhere. So there we go. And this is a food grade bucket. We'll just set it aside until we're ready. So we'll take this one that we started with that has a little bit of an indentation in it already. So we want to get all of it down to the what's called the foundation, which is the black, which is what we started with, right? This spring, you're looking at these things going, what is this going to do? So this will have wax and honey and, you know, whatever else, pollen, bee parts. There's a whole bee maybe, you know, a whole kit and caboodle. And then we will clean it. We'll filter it, but it's unfiltered honey. So the difference is that we're not heating it. We're not pasteurizing it. This is going to be pure, natural, unfiltered honey, but we still run it through a screen process to purify it. So we could go put these back into the hive tonight when we're done, and they'll clean it up and start making more.
He guessed 33.
Wow, that's
But
pretty good.
without the bucket, it's probably 30.
The next thing we're going to do is we're going to mash the honey and the wax cappings together into a slurry, and that will ensure that the honey is released from the wax comb rather than being trapped inside of it. It'll just make it a little bit easier to flow through the strainer. It's just like an industrial grade masher, you know, food masher. Ready? Yep. I'm gonna just lift it up. See if it's gonna drain. Is it? Oh, great. This is kind of a new process for me. Scott built
really?
this table last night. I haven't done it this way
Maybe I
before.
should jump then.
Yeah. And hopefully it's not going through the gate. Hopefully the gate is stopping it.
It looks pretty pure.
Great. We'll be able to get her done.
You tell me what to.
It's a labor of love.
When I go hunting next month.
I'll get another bucket or a bowl and put it under there, and we'll take our bucket out, and then we'll finish by, we'll still be able to show you how to do some jars. We're using cork lids. You can use plastic, cork, or glass for honey storage because metal will interfere with the beneficial enzymes. We use wooden spoons, aren't they like little apothecary jars? We have a couple different kinds, but I'll show you.
Yeah.
Well, this brings us to the end of this season as far as honey production, and we're going to shift gears and start getting the bees ready for winter. And so we're pretty pleased with what we got this year, considering it was our first year and we're working together for the first time, and we had some challenges. We got a swarm on the first day.
Which was awesome.
Yep.
Not a challenge, but that one was great. Challenges where we didn't have any mites.
Right.
We did have probably, I don't know, 5,000 to 8,000 or more die because we believe that they were sprayed with pesticide. So we were a little bit short on that one.
I dropped one of the boxes the first day and I was really embarrassed, but it was a good learning moment.
One of the
Shonna.
frames.
A frame, yeah, of bees. And I also mixed up one of the boxes that was supposed to go with the Sarah and it went with the petunia. So we made a few bumps along the way, but we're learning as we go. The finished product really is what really matters. We have healthy bees, we've got honey, and we're looking forward to how they live through the winter and processing the wax into craft projects and then seeing how they thrive in the spring.
We'd like to give a special thank you to the Hazelwood Village Board of Directors who supported this bee apiary in the neighborhood. We're looking forward to the bees thriving over the winter and another successful year. I hope you enjoyed the content of this video. It was brought to you by me, Cynthia Korinek, and Sovanett Realty.
You won't regret going with Sovanett.